In the mist-shrouded valleys of early America, beneath the autumn trees of a quiet, sleepy village, a terrifying legend was born. It is a tale that has haunted the American imagination for centuries. A tale of vengeance. A tale of war. A tale of a man who lost his head and returned to claim others. Tonight, we journey deep into the origins, folklore, and eerie reality behind one of America's most chilling and iconic myths, the Headless Horseman. Was he just a figment of Washington Irving's imagination? Or did something more sinister gallop through the darkened woods of Sleepy Hollow? Could this spectral rider be more than a storybook ghost? Could the Headless Horseman have a basis in truth? Let's saddle up and ride straight into the heart of the legend. Because what you think you know may only be the beginning. Origins of the legend. The legend of the Headless Horseman most famously originates from Washington Irving's short story, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, published in 1820. Set in a secluded valley near Tarrytown, New York, the story follows Ichabod Crane, a superstitious schoolteacher who encounters the ghost of a headless Hessian soldier. But Irving did not invent the concept of the Headless Horseman. Headless riders appear in folklore across many cultures. In Celtic traditions, the Dullahan is a terrifying headless entity who rides a black horse and carries his own head under one arm. In German legends, tales of decapitated soldiers or executioners returning from the dead were also widespread. Irving's version, however, gave the myth a distinctly American twist, tying it to the Revolutionary War. In his story, the horseman is said to be the ghost of a Hessian mercenary who lost his head to a cannonball and now rides in search of it each night. Historical context: the Hessians. During the American Revolutionary War, Hessians were German soldiers hired by the British to fight against American revolutionaries. Many were stationed in and around New York. It was not uncommon for these soldiers to suffer gruesome injuries in battle, including decapitation. Some were buried hastily in mass graves. Could the Headless Horseman be the ghost of a real Hessian soldier who met a violent end in the chaos of war? Could local townspeople have seen something strange in the woods, and over time, embellished it into a tale of terror? The setting of Sleepy Hollow. Sleepy Hollow is a real place. The village, located in Westchester County, is steeped in history and atmosphere. Thick woods, foggy nights, and centuries-old cemeteries make it a perfect breeding ground for ghost stories. Washington Irving, who spent time in the region, likely heard local stories that inspired his writing. Visitors to Sleepy Hollow today can explore the old Dutch church, where the horseman is said to have been buried, and walk the same paths that Ichabod Crane might have traveled. Locals have reported strange sightings for generations: a flicker of movement in the trees, hoofbeats in the night, an eerie chill even on warm evenings. Paranormal investigations and modern sightings. Over the years, ghost hunters and paranormal researchers have flocked to Sleepy Hollow. Some report EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, or unexplained cold spots. Others claim to have seen a figure on horseback galloping through the mist. Could the legend be more than fiction? Are there energies or echoes from the past imprinted in this landscape? Or are these modern sightings simply influenced by centuries of storytelling and imagination? The Headless Horseman in pop culture. The Headless Horseman has become a staple of American horror and Halloween folklore. From Disney's animated adaptation to Tim Burton's gothic reimagining in the film Sleepy Hollow, this spectral rider has taken many forms. He has appeared in comic books, TV series, and even video games. Yet, the core elements remain the same: a rider without a head, a dark steed, and a thirst for vengeance. What makes this figure so enduring? Is it the symbolism of death chasing the living? The mystery of an identity lost? Or the universal fear of something unnatural lurking just beyond the shadows? Psychological and symbolic meaning. Psychologically, the Headless Horseman represents fear of the unknown. His lack of a face removes all human features. He becomes a force rather than a person, embodying chaos, death, and vengeance. Symbolically, the legend could reflect the trauma of war, the clash of cultures, and the lingering effects of violence. The fact that the horseman is headless may also suggest the loss of rational thought, the breakdown of order, and the rise of supernatural fear. Other headless legends around the world. As mentioned earlier, headless specters are not unique to America. In Ireland, the Dullahan drives a black carriage and is said to call out names of the dead. In Scotland, tales of headless spirits roaming moors and forests are well known. Even in parts of South America and Asia, headless apparitions appear in regional folklore. These stories may speak to a common fear across cultures, the fear of dismemberment, of identity lost, and of returning spirits who cannot find peace. Interviews and local accounts. Local residents of Sleepy Hollow often have their own stories. Some speak of family tales passed down through generations. Others share personal encounters. One elderly man recalled seeing a black horse galloping near the old church when he was a child. Another resident described hearing hoofbeats late at night while walking home. Are these merely the results of a rich imagination? Or do these stories offer glimpses into something much older and more mysterious? Section 9. Scientific debunking versus believers. Skeptics argue that the legend is simply a story. They attribute sightings to sleep paralysis, misidentification, or overactive imagination. From a rational point of view, there is no physical evidence of a ghostly rider. However, believers argue that not all things can be explained by science. They point to the consistency of accounts, the depth of the legend, and the unexplained occurrences that continue even today. Legacy and modern impact. The Headless Horseman has become more than a ghost story. He is a symbol of American folklore, a representation of cultural fear, and a figure that continues to influence literature, film, and art. Festivals in Sleepy Hollow celebrate the legend each Halloween. Writers and filmmakers revisit the tale year after year. The horseman rides on in the American psyche. So, after all these years, what is the truth behind the Headless Horseman? Was he a real soldier whose spirit lingers in the mists of Sleepy Hollow? Or is he a powerful story, born from the ashes of war and the shadows of the human mind? Have you ever encountered something you couldn't explain? Do you believe a ghost could ride through the night in search of his lost head? Or is this just one more legend to be left in the dark? Tell us what you believe in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed diving into the darkness with us, and subscribe to the Grim Tapes for more spine-chilling tales and deep investigations into the unknown. And remember, sometimes, the scariest legends are the ones rooted in truth.